Again, good morning, grade 8. We started at exactly 10:30. We
Good
already
morning.
given your classmates or allotted time for your classmates to join. That's 30 minutes. By this time, we'll be discussing about monohybrid under examples. Okay? So let me share my screen for the examples. This is a Punnett square, right? Rabi, Vincent, and Andrade, are you still with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How about Vincent? Okay. So this is a Punnett square for monohybrid. Okay? Let's make it a default that the upper part should be the male and the lower part or the sides here will be the female. This is the male and this is the female. So what if we have this um, an allele for uh, blue eyes, which is dominant over the blue eyes over the brown eyes. Let's make it small letter B for the brown eyes. Okay. A cross between a heterozygous blue eyes male to a heterozygous blue eyes female. So this is the second generation. Okay, this is the second generation of um the breed because the first generation is this, diba? A cross between a homozygous blue eyes and a brown eyes or pure blue eyes and pure brown eyes. So if you're going to look at the results, this is for male and female. The results are they're all heterozygous blue eyes. Correct? Correct? Are you still with me? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
So if you're going to
Yes,
look at
sir.
the, let's make it more bigger, genotype. Okay. What are their genotypes or genotypic ratio? Let's make it a ratio for you to really understand or easy to be understood. Okay. Genotypic ratio, we have, since they are all heterozygous blue eyes, we just put here, you will, all you have to do is to put all heterozygous blue eyes. Okay. How about for phenotype or phenotypic ratio? Oh. For the phenotypic ratio, remember that these are the physical characteristic, the one that you can actually observe or observable traits. You can only observe that they are all blue eyes or they contain blue eyes. Blue eyes. Correct? Because we're looking at the physical traits or the one being observed or observable behaviors. Okay? Since this is the first generation, let's take a look at the second generation. If we're going to cross a heterozygous blue eyes and a heterozygous blue eyes. heterozygous blue eyes male to heterozygous blue eyes female. What could be the result? Okay. Let's have this. The second generation. Heterozygous blue eyes male to a heterozygous blue eyes female. Okay. What could be the possible results? What do you think? Grade 8. Grade 8?
Wait, sir.
What could be the possible result? We have,
Brown eyes.
yes, Rabbi. What have you observed? Rabbi,
Sir.
what have you observed in the Punnett square? What could be the possible results? We have
Brown.
brown? No, in the Punnett square. Di ba we're looking at
Ay,
the Punnett square? Okay? In this area, we can
yes.
actually identify the possible offspring. Okay? How? Sure. How can we check on the offspring? Okay? Di ba? The male gives a blue eyes allele. So we put here blue, correct? And the female also gives a blue eyes allele, correct? So in the first box, we have capital B, all capital B. Or we have pure or homozygous blue eyes, correct? How about in
Yes,
the
sir.
second box? What do you think? What do you think?
B.
Capital or small letter?
Small letter.
Okay. As a general rule, in writing the set of alleles, you need to consider first the dominant over the recessive. So the dominant there is letter B, capital B, right? Correct? Rabbi,
Yes, sir.
Vincent, Andrade, are you still with me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you need to write first the capital letter because the capital letter is dominant over the B, letter small letter B, which is brown eyes. So blue eyes is dominant over the brown. Okay? And small letter B. Correct? So the small letter B came from the male parent and the capital letter B came from the female parent. How about in the third box? In the third box, we have capital letter B from the male parent and small letter B from the female. And these are all small letter B. You look at from the male and from the female. Okay? So there you go. By the way, this boxes also represents 25%. Okay, this is 25%. This is 25%. This is 25%. And this is 25% for a total of 100%. These are all 100%. Okay? Sure. Where did you get the percentage? These are not the percentage. If you're going to look at this, you can actually see that in the genotypic ratio or genotypes, you can see that there is a homozygous blue eyes is to one homozygous blue eyes because this is one only, right? Grade 8? Are you still with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. One homozygous blue eyes. We have also two heterozygous blue eyes. blue eyes is to 1 brown eyes. Correct? We cannot consider this as a heterozygous nor a homozygous. Why? Because this is a recessive allele or recessive gene. Once you pair, that is why you can only see a an a recessive allele if they are paired with another recessive allele. Sa Bisaya pa, di niya makita ni mong recessive allele kung di siya maparisan og laing recessive allele. If your parent don't have that recessive allele. Like for example, if your mother is carrying that recessive allele and your father didn't actually carry that recessive allele, it will not actually um be it will not actually observe in your offspring. Dili siya makita because it is not paired with another recessive allele. So the recessive will be carried on from generation to generation. Ang recessive allele makarry, madala from generation to generation until such that it will be paired with another recessive allele. Okay? So the genotypic ratio here is 1 homozygous blue eyes, 2 heterozygous blue eyes, and 1 brown eyes. So if you're going to look at this, this is 1:2 is to 1. That is actually the genotypic ratio. How about the phenotypic ratio or the observable? Okay? Observable traits or behavior or characteristic. We have, this is blue eyes. This is again blue eyes, but it is carrying a brown eyes allele, recessive allele. But still, if you're going to look at this organism, this is considered as a blue eyes. Okay? And this is a blue eyes. So we have 3 blue eyes because we are not considering now the genotypic ratio or the genes. We are actually considering now the characteristic, the one that we can observe. We can observe that these are blue. We have 3 blue eyes is to 1 brown eyes. Okay? So 3 is to 1. This is now 3 is to 1. How about in percentage? This is 75 is to 25. Okay? Or 75% is to 25%. If you're going to look at it in a ratio. Okay? In percentile. How about in genotypic? It's 25 is to 50% is to 25. That's it. Okay? How about the cross between a heterozygous blue eyes to a brown eyes? This cross. By the way, do you have any questions so far?
Answer?
Do you have any questions so far?
Answer.
Nasabta ng lesson? Napantay lang
Yes.
ba? Ha? Vincent? Andrade?
Hmm?
Did you understand the lesson? Grade 8?
Yes, sir.
Again, we're taking it little by little because I don't want to waste time also discussing, but the students are not learning out of it. I don't want that one to happen. That's why I'm taking it little by little. Okay? How about this cross? This is considered as the third generation. Okay? Third generation. Let's have the third generation. Okay? A cross between a male heterozygous blue eyes to a female brown eyes. Okay? What could be the possible result? Robbie?
I think in the middle, sir, it's the big B.
Okay? Big B and
Big B and
this one.
I think small B.
Small b. Diba?
Oh, yeah, just one.
But small b because this big B came from the father and this small b came from the mother. Right?
Um,
How about in the
yes,
second
sir.
box? We
Just
have
the
small
small
letter
B.
b from the male and small letter b from the female. Next. What is next? Robbie?
Big B and small B.
Okay. And the last?
Small B and small B.
Okay. Correct. So you can now see that there is an equal distribution of genes. Okay? If you're going to look at the genotypic ratio, this is, what is the genotypic ratio there, Robbie?
Wait. One. Wait, again. Wait, sir.
Huh?
Gen- I forgot, sir.
You look at, di ba? This is homozygous, right? Heterozygous
Yes.
rather. Heterozygous means a mixture of two genes. We have an allele for brown, for blue eyes, and allele for brown. So we have two alleles or two genes. So we have two alleles or two genes from a particular individual or organism. So this is heterozygous. You have two heterozygous there. Okay? This is two heterozygous blue eyes is to